Hey, what's up guys? So, Dino Rabbits is a very popular deck right now on the network. I mean, it did just win the last twice, yes, so a lot of players are playing it. So, now that you know that, you'll be expected to play a lot of these decks, let's go over some side deck options if you don't already know what to side deck against Dino Rabbit. Now, that was a very popular deck last format, but yeah, it's still pretty popular and it's still doing really well, especially since everything got reprinted. So, let's jump right into it. So, first off, this is your MVP. This is why I put 3 of them here. Snowman Eater is just awesome. One thing I want to mention though, if you're going to set Snowman Eater, set back row. Do not go set Snowman Eater, leave your field blank. You know what's going to happen? If they happen to have a rabbit, they're going to make Dolka. I almost guarantee you they will make Dolka. So when you put Snowman Eater, set down a face down bluff Monster Reborn. I set a face down bluff Dark Hole because if I didn't do that in game 2, because I went first in game 2 once versus Dino Rabbit, and I opened up Snowman Eater Dark Hole. What did I do? I set my Dark Hole. Why? Because that makes him go for Logia. Even though I can technically force the Logia negation with Dark Hole, I still have to have an answer to get over a 2400 beater. So that's my option as far as to tell you why you want to set, regardless of how good your hand is. You probably want to set even some power cards like Heavy Storm and stuff like that, because if you only set Snowman Eater, like if you have Dark Hole and you have like an MST, of course, yeah, set MST, don't set the Dark Hole. What I'm saying is if you set Snowman Eater by himself, they will make Dolka. That's just a tip. Another great card against them is Spirit Reaper, because it takes them forever to get around it. Although now with Exceeds, once they realize you have a Spirit Reaper out, they can just make another Exceed, but it will stop them essentially for a while, and I think that's good. Another way you can kind of get around the deck is to play like 1-for-1 removal, like Deep Prison or Smashing Ground. Those just force quick Logia negations, which is just good. Smashing Ground I like a little bit better because it gets rid of it faster, although if you are going first Deep Prison, it might be a little bit better for you, depending on if you're going first or second. You have to factor that in. And also what deck you're playing. Also a really good card is Raikou Lightsworn Hunter, and because this can not only hit Logia, but it can hit the Macro, because Macro Rabbit was the deck that topped. A lot of players are still just playing regular Rabbit. I've seen a lot of Macro Rabbit. Generally, they're just playing 2 Macro Cosmos, but Raikou Lightsworn Hunter, just a versatile side deck card that can hit pretty much anything it needs to hit. It can get field spells, well, it can get any one card on the field. So I think he's just pretty good. And keep in mind, Dolka can still negate Raikou. The fact that he mills card doesn't force Dolka to miss the timing or anything like that. That's just one ruling. I saw someone talk about that, and they're like, yeah, if you use Raikou, Dolka misses timing because of mills. No, you have to target the card and destroy it, and then if that goes through, then you get to mill. Because if Stardust Dragon or anything really just negates Raikou's effect to destroy, then you don't get the mill. That's just a tip. Another great card is actually Messenger of Peace, but depending on what deck you're playing again, you have to also factor that, can you actually play Messenger Piece in your deck? Maybe you can't. Yeah, Messenger Piece, decent thing. It just stalls them until you have enough cards, then you can just be like, that's cool, I win. Because basically they have 2 threatening monsters, pretty much just being, the Rescue Rabbit twice. And then occasionally some Tour Guide Levy or get Rabbit back. Another, actually, a really good card, which I actually wanted to side deck this, but I didn't know about it at the time when Dino Rabbit was really popular. This is Mirror of Oath. This card's actually really good because when they special summon a monster from their deck, you get to destroy that monster. And it has that parentheses S, which means if multiple monsters are brought out at the same time, you get to destroy both of them. And what I love with this card, though, is you get to draw a card. So not only basically does it get rid of the vanilla monsters, even though technically Bottomless is a great card against them, a lot of Dino Rabbit players that are playing like the Macro Rabbit, they will side out Pot of Avarice when they put in the Macrocosmos, or they'll just not even play Pot of Avarice because they main deck the Macrocosmos. So that said, Mirror of Oaths is a fantastic card because not only does it get rid of the problem, but it also lets you draw a card. Plus, if they go Tour Guide, you just be like, okay, see you later, Tour Guide. So you get rid of one of the Tour Guides, and you get to draw a card. That drawing is just nice. Also, Electric Virus is kind of an okay card, depending if they're playing Macro or not. Keep in mind that you cannot take their Sabersaurus, because those are dinosaurs. Yeah, Sabersaurus, he's a dinosaur, but Logia, Logia doesn't have a colon in it. Okay, so Logia over here, he's the dragon, and that's what you use Electric Virus for. But if Macrocosmos is on the field, you can't activate Electric Virus because it has to go to the graveyard. So that's just another thing. Sometimes I think it might be okay to side out your hand traps because of Macrocosmos, because of Deep Fissure. Another card I heard people talking about, Imperial Iron. Well, realistically, I don't think it's that great for this deck. Sure, they can't activate Rabbit's effect, but the thing is, if they've already gone for it, like, this card is just not so great, whereas most of the other cards, you can kind of use. a little bit better. Also, Thunder King, this is a fantastic card, but it's one of those cards where it's like a first turn, or like if Lag is on board already. Thunder King not looking too hot. Another great card is Penguin Soldier. And when you have Penguin Soldier plus back row, Penguin Soldier is awesome. Keep in mind, I wanted to mention this also with Laggia. Laggia cannot negate flip effects. It's only when a special summon or normal summon cannot stop flip summon. So if you flip summon a Penguin Soldier or flip summon a False Dino, they can't negate with Laggia, which is awesome. Although Doku can negate, the effects because, Penguin Soldier has the effect. Yeah, but Penguin Soldier is pretty awesome. If you're playing heroes, throw in Penguin Soldier just because it's water. It's not bad. Penguin Soldier is actually a pretty decent card just in general. His attack and defense, yeah, they're pretty miserable, but, his effect is actually pretty awesome. Returning, if you can turn a Laggia and perhaps something else, on their field, maybe they got like a Saber Swords, hey, put that vanilla back in their hand. Pretty good stuff. False Dino is an okay card as well, but, I just prefer Snowman Eater over anything because Snowman Eater is fantastic against Drat Guaiba also because Drat Guaiba, he only has 1700 attack, and then you still have a 1900 defender, plus you get rid of their Guaiba, plus he's a level 3, so you can go for any exceed options that you do have. One really good play I like, if you do, side deck Snowman Eater plus Spirit Reaper, let's say you set Snowman Eater, they attack into you, and destroy whatever they made, either Laggia, or if they, went Drat Guaiba and attacked you. Then you go, your turn, summon Spirit Reaper, attack directly, then you go main phase 2, exceed. I think it's just really good because you get to, get a plus essentially off Snowman Eater, you get to get another plus off of Spirit Reapers, then you go for an XYZ play. It's just pretty awesome. Next card up, Vanity's Emptiness. Now, Dino Rabbits is a deck that pretty much only special summons. It can only put on threatening monsters once it special summons. It can't like normal summon anything scary that you have to really worry about, other than perhaps Thunder King. Yeah, this card's pretty awesome, but it has a huge downside. So this is neither player can special summon monsters, destroy this card when a card is sent from the deck or field to your graveyard. But if they're playing Macro Rabbit, the cards never go to the graveyard. So realistically, you got to look at that, and you can kind of outweigh your options there. This card also is, a card that, a lot of people have been talking about. Was it Wilson saying 3Z Inferno? He's actually the guy that he topped, and he was citing in Mischief of the Yokai, which is pretty funny because this card came out in Ultimate Rare, and I had one, and it was worth like, what, a quarter? And then he topped with it, and it went up to like $10. It was pretty awesome. But yeah, this is Mischief of the Yokai. Let's see, how much is it right now? It's only $1 right now. Yeah, but yeah, let's check out the effect. So each face-up monster on the field loses 2 levels. Until the end phase, you can remove until the end phase. You can remove from play this card from your graveyard to select one face-up monster and reduce its level by 1 until the end phase. This effect cannot be activated the same turn it's sent to the graveyard, but don't worry about that. So, what that means is if they go for Rabbit, their Saber Sorcerers or their Cobazools are now level 2. And no Dino Rabbit player that I know of plays Gotchi Gotchi in their extra deck, so that really hurts them, and in the end phase, the monsters are destroyed. However, the downside to this is the Dino Rabbit player can still attack you with those 2 1900s, those 2 1700s. That's the downside to Mischief of the Yokai. But if you already have back row, you're kind of using 2 cards essentially to get rid of 1, so you got to outweigh your options there. But what I like about it is once in the graveyard, you can banish it, and then you can use its effect again. So it kind of has the double, use for it. So it's pretty awesome. Next card up, Black Horn of Heaven. Just when they go for Laggia, negate the Laggia. The thing is, you cannot negate cards like Call of the Haunted, Monster Reborn, all those good stuff. Anything that's inherent. This negates inherent special summons. So all XYZ, all synchro summons, those are all inherent. Yeah, but you can't like negate like a Starlight Road with that. Even though you're getting a synchro monster out, it's not the same. You have to like synchro for it. That's what Black Horn of Heaven is for. Next card, Legendary Jujutsu Master. So that just returns a card. I think Starlight here is a much better option, but I'm putting in all the cards here that you can possibly use. But almost pretty self-explanatory. Snowman Eater, we were talking about that, and Spirit Reaper. So yeah, honestly, I feel like the strongest cards are probably like these above right here. Snowman Eater by far. Snowman Eater is your go-to card. Trust me, it's the best. Yeah, Snowman Eater is awesome. That's all I have to say about Snowman Eater. Yeah, but keep in mind, if you're going to send in Electrifiers, make sure they're not playing Macro Rabbit, or make sure you have like the MSC or something, because you can't use this when Defissure or Macro is out. But yeah, it is a pretty awesome card, because like just taking their Laggia and then just like tributing it for like, or banishing it for Red Eyes is pretty awesome play too. But yes, definitely Snowman Eater and Spirit Reaper are probably your best bets, because Snowman Eater is also good against like heroes and other decks. I mean, Snowman Eater is pretty awesome against Blackwings too. But yeah, I think that should cover it if you guys are having trouble with Dino Rabbits. I know that sometimes that deck does open up, like if they open up Rabbit Tour Guide and they're going first and you don't have any answers to it, you're looking at a pretty harsh game. Like, they can really wreck you really fast. So you got to keep up with the pace with them, and going 1-for-1 with Rabbit is always a good idea. So Deep Prison Smash Ground, pretty awesome too. If you're going in first, like, let's say they beat you game 1, and you have Thunder Kings, side in Thunder Kings. It's a pretty good card against them, just in general. And also Stomach Eater by far. I'm mentioning it like 4 times. I know, that's why I put 3 of them here, because Stomach Eater is by far the best card, in my opinion, against Dino Rabbits. But if you felt like there was any cards that I didn't mention that are great against Dino Rabbits, please let me know in the comment section below, because I'd also like to beat those Dino Rabbit players, because I don't like linear decks. But hey, it is a budget deck. It's available for everyone. So good luck playing Dino Rabbits or playing against it now that you know how to fight against it. But thanks for watching. Asian Eyes signing out.